This morning, what we're doing is I'm getting feedback about my book manuscript that my friend Caleb and Cami have both read, so I'm gonna hear their responses. I'm like a little bit nervous, but actually Caleb already gave me positive feedback and told me it was a page turner, so that makes it a little less daunting. Is that a We just finished this meeting that lasted like 2 hours. It was so cool. So this is my manuscript here. Check that out. I mean, this is 2 copies of it, so I exaggerate. But this project for me, I started off thinking that this was gonna be like my New York Times bestseller and make me famous. I mean, this is almost like 8 years ago that I started writing this, and I gave up on that pretty quick. And I came to kind of like hate this project, and I'm like, you know, and I feel like I've moved on in some ways, but I just wanted to like finish it, and I didn't want to like leave that undone. For some reason, it just seemed really important to me. Like if I didn't publish this book, then whatever the next book that's gonna be important to me, I'm not gonna be able to finish that either. But in this meeting, talking with Cami and Caleb, I started to get excited again. I started to feel like, you know, not only am I just finishing it for the sake of finishing it, I actually think it could be good. I think I could get behind it. I just need to like make the story a little bit bigger and make it more current and tell my current truth about where I'm at. I mean, this book is like a lot about money and how I've changed my perspectives on money. And not only that, what came up was like Caleb, who was totally doing me a favor by reading this. Like, it's kind of hard to ask people to read a rough draft. Like to spend hours reading something that is kind of shitty, you know? But then we got to talking, and he said like he'd be interested in helping me structure it to move it on to the next stage. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's totally what I need right now. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited about this project. Again, I'm excited to have help and not be doing it alone. I hope someday you guys that want to can read it. But today is just a crazy day because we published the documentary over the weekend. I kind of want Cami to... Hey Cami, are you available?
Yeah, I'm just cleaning my rug.
I wanted to just talk a little bit about the documentary coming out yesterday about the AT and how that felt. It was really fun.
I mean, finishing this AT documentary was really big for us. Practically speaking, Ben and Seven have been working on it for months, and the rest of us have watched them work on it for months. And I'm super proud of all the work they put into it. And it feels like we can finally move on from that season. In some ways we were already, but this was a huge thing to kind of like signify, okay, now we're moving on. And
want a lollipop.
You want a lollipop?
It felt so good to get it out there and to even get it. We got so much feedback from people. I mean, it has like 4,000 views and so many comments, and I'm torn between wanting to experience all those comments, which are gonna be coming in for months, I think. But then also realizing, okay, we had a podcast come out today. We have to record a vlog episode today. We have to publish a vlog episode and edit 4 others. I mean, we don't have to, but I also found it's like better just to kind of like move on.
You can have your moments, but
yeah,
keep moving on and to the next thing.
Because if I spend the next like 2 weeks dwelling on comments, it's kind of paralyzing. It feels nice at first, but then I can't let it get into my head like too much.
Yeah, but watching this documentary for me was so fun, and it just made me proud of my family all over again and what we did together. And it felt like a really good conclusion of that time, and appropriate because I mean the documentary is kind of definitely more positive and like sexy version of what we went through, but it's also kind of more what I want to remember. I mean, I will remember the hard times too and how hard it was and that it wasn't all fun, but it was also just really magical, like what happened. And I think the documentary really captures that.
Hey, Rainier, yesterday, did we watch a video of our hike? Hiking on the AT? Did you like it? What was your favorite part? Do you remember it?
Yes, yesterday I think was the other 80 though.
The other AT? I think he's already moved on.
Yeah, that's good. We gotta move on.
Filia, do you want to do a reading lesson today?
Not today.
Okay. I didn't used to ask Filia if she wanted to do a reading lesson. I would just say it's time for your reading lesson. And it's kind of scary to give her the choice. One, because in my mind, that's like one of the things I check off on my to-do list for the day, so it feels incomplete to me. Also, it feels like, oh, if we don't do a reading lesson, then she's not going to progress, and she's not going to learn how to read, and then that reflects back on me, and what about her, and all this. So it's kind of... so much of it I realize is for me, and very little of it is actually for her. But giving her the choice, I think, makes it more for her than for me. But there's been other things today that haven't been so clear cut. Filia asked if she could get some snow and put some syrup in it, like she did. They did that yesterday. And today I just said, no, I don't want to do that. And she asked why, and I didn't really give her an answer. But if I were to answer that, I think I would say, oh, because it's too much sugar, and I don't want to deal with Rainier wanting it, because I feel like he really shouldn't have it. So it's kind of, so I don't know, like some things are harder for me to say, or some things are just like, I'm just going to say no, just because it's easier. But I think it's valuable for me to see that that's why I'm saying no to these things. And there's definitely less things that I'm saying no to, but there's still some things that I'm like holding on to. No, I don't want to do that. The other thing I said no to today was potty training. Rainier, he said, he brought up, so his potty chair was down in the basement for the last like month or two when I gave up on potty training him for a while and felt like I needed a break. He, by himself, brought that potty chair up here, apparently. He told me that, because I saw it up here and I was like, how did that get up here? But he told me he brought it up. And then he said, I want to go potty. I want to learn how to go potty. And I said, not yet. Because I'm not ready to teach you. And then part of me feels all guilty because it's like, oh, if he's ready, I should do it. But I'm like, whatever. It's a hard thing if anyone's potty trained a kid. And if you're my personality, which is, you know, I don't have a huge driving force like, oh, we're gonna do this thing. Yeah, we're gonna potty train you. I don't know, it's kind of hard. So in my mind, when we went to Florida, I thought, okay, I'm gonna give myself a week being back home, and then I'll try to tackle that again. So that's coming up, the week's coming up in a few days here. So we'll see. Hey.
I've been with 12, but Mama said no. I said no M&M's.
We watched the Appalachian Trail and I said no, we can't have any M&Ms. Yeah, Yeah, I bought him some M&Ms yesterday and I'm regretting doing that because I'm telling him that he needs to wait for Shabbat, but part of me just wants to give him to him so we don't get me done with it, but.
I'm really excited about this package that just came in the mail today.
What is it?
That's heavy. All right, so about a month or two ago, I got a new bag. And you guys know that we use saddleback leather bags around here. They're these awesome leather bags that have like a 100-year warranty. That's a saddleback bag, 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 this is saddleback, that's a saddleback belt, and that's a saddleback wallet. And I had this one that I had for 5 years, but I wanted a bigger one, so it was a huge decision. But the problem with it is, look, it had this little pocket right here, and the only thing in this pocket fits basically is a cigar. So I need to get a cigar holder. Look at that. Oh, that looks beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yes.